Hey, crab cake! I'm back.
I thought Disney's live-action Moana remake would be easy to read from the start. We know the story, we know the songs, and we know how big the original animated movie became after 2016, but the final trailer changes the conversation a little. Disney is not selling this as a quiet copy. With tickets now on sale and the movie set for July 10th, the studio is pushing Moana as a major summer event, and that means the remake has to prove it belongs on the big screen. The trailer opens with Maui asking Moana to tell him about her hopes and dreams. For 1 second, it feels like we are about to get a serious emotional moment. Then Maui cuts her off, basically says time is up, and moves on. That joke tells us exactly what Disney wants from this version of him. He is still loud, funny, powerful, and completely in love with his own legend. Dwayne Johnson is not just voicing Maui anymore. He is physically stepping into the role, and the trailer clearly wants his energy to be one of the movie's biggest attractions. Then the footage goes straight into the mission. Moana explains that Maui stole the heart of Te Fiti and cursed the world. We see him transform into different creatures, including a whale and a lizard, which gives us a stronger look at how the remake is handling his magic. That is a make or break detail. In animation, Maui's transformations can be huge and ridiculous without feeling strange. In live action, they need to feel magical instead of awkward. If Disney gets that right, these scenes could become some of the film's biggest visual moments. The trailer also brings back the key Moana and Maui dynamic. Moana knows how to push him. She tells him that returning the heart could make him a hero again, then feeds his ego by complimenting his hair. It is funny, but it also shows why their partnership works. Maui wants worship. Moana wants purpose. He thinks he is the center of the story, while she slowly proves that the mission cannot work without her. That tension is the engine of the entire adventure. Maui warns that they have to cross a giant ocean of danger, and he does not sound confident at all. Moana, of course, sees something bigger than fear. She believes the ocean chose her for a reason. That has always been the emotional core of this story. Moana is not powerful because she has a crown or a weapon. She is powerful because she keeps moving toward the horizon even when doubt tells her to stop. That message still works, especially for families looking for a story with adventure, heart, and a heroine worth rooting for. Then we get a classic Maui line. His name is not spelled with a we, it is spelled with a me. It is arrogant, ridiculous, and perfectly Maui. He is used to surviving alone, so partnership feels like weakness. He even tries to throw Moana off the boat, only for the ocean to lift her right back where she belongs. It is a comedy beat, but it also sums up the movie. Maui can reject her all he wants. The ocean has already chosen her. The musical side of the trailer is probably what many fans were waiting for. Disney shows pieces of You're Welcome and that we know the way, and that matters because the songs are not decoration in Moana. They are the heartbeat. You're Welcome defines Maui's ego, while we know the way gives the story its sense of ancestry, movement, and wonder. The risk is obvious. A song that feels effortless in animation can feel stiff in live action. But if the staging has enough color, rhythm, and scale, the music could be the reason this remake feels theatrical instead of unnecessary. The trailer ends with Moana saying the ocean chose them for a reason, while Maui finally seems ready to fight beside her. When he says they are going to save the world, Disney is clearly trying to move beyond nostalgia. The studio wants viewers to feel that this is familiar, but still big enough to matter. That is a hard balance. Too close to the original, and people ask why it exists. Too different, and people say Disney missed the point. Remake math is brutal, and the calculator has anger issues. The original Moana earned more than $643 million worldwide and received Oscar nominations for Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song for How Far I'll Go. It also earned a 95% certified fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. That success made Moana one of Disney's strongest modern animated properties. Then Moana arrived after reportedly starting as a television project before becoming a movie. It did not receive the same level of praise as the first film, but it still passed the billion-dollar mark at the worldwide box office. That number explains a lot. When a franchise can still bring in audiences like that, Disney is not leaving the boat at the dock. Still, I understand why some fans think this remake is happening too soon. Moana is not old. Many younger viewers still watch the original constantly. That means the live-action version cannot survive on memory alone. It has to prove that the ocean, the culture, the comedy, the music, and Moana's emotional journey can work with real actors and real environments. A direct copy will feel lazy. A careless reinvention would be worse. Another detail worth noting is the runtime. At 1 hour and 51 minutes, this will be the longest Moana film, only a few minutes above the animated original. So I expect small expansions rather than a completely rebuilt story. The cast is also a major part of the conversation. Dwayne Johnson returns as Maui, while Catherine Laga'aia plays the new live-action Moana, Ali Cravalho, who voiced Moana in the animated films, is not reprising the role on screen, but she is involved as a producer. I think that matters. It connects the remake to the original while allowing a new actress to define Moana in a new way. Thomas Kilderex and Lin-Manuel Miranda is also back as a producer, which is important because the music and emotional rhythm of Moana cannot be treated like background noise. That is why this final trailer matters. It is Disney's chance to say, yes, you know this story, but look at the scale, the ocean, the music, the adventure, and the emotion. And honestly, the trailer gives the movie more pulse than I expected. It understands that this remake cannot only be about familiar songs and Maui's tattoos. It has to be about Moana hearing the call of the ocean and choosing to move forward, even when the world tells her to stay still. For me, that is the real test. Can this version make Moana's journey feel honest again? Can we know the way feel like a voyage instead of a cover? Can Maui be funny without feeling like a costume? Can the heart of Te-Fiti still carry that mythic emotional weight? If the answer is yes, Disney may have a summer hit that wins over more skeptics than expected. If not, fans will run right back to the animated original and pretend this boat never left the dock. Moana arrives in theaters on July 10, 2026. And Disney is clearly betting big on this return to the ocean. Now, I want to hear your take. Are you excited for the live-action version, or do you think the animated movie was already perfect as it was? Drop your thoughts below, because this is one of those Disney debates where the comments may be just as interesting as the movie.